Right, YouTube, how's it going? Buster here. I'm doing this video today because I'm away the weekend camping with my son, and yesterday a wee family get together, so I did a video yesterday. I did it on Friday, I think, Thursday or Friday, I don't know. So this is the Squier Jag. I had one of these before, I ended up selling it, and then this one came up for a good price, so I just thought I'd buy this. So what I've done to it is it should have a 3-ply pick guard. I've basically painted the side of it so it's all black. It should have a chrome control plate, but I've blackened it out as well with a bit of vinyl, so it's all black. If I'm going to keep it, I'm thinking about changing the bridge and the tuners to black as well, and kind of making it more basically like a mini version of this, which is the Duff McKagan base that I did. It's also no Duff McKagan's base, it's just a Squier, they call it a P base, but it's a PG configuration. It gives you the same sort of tone as what Duff does, especially when you've got it through the chorus. My options with that, I'm actually considering buying Seymour Duncans for that, quarter pounders, but I'm not too sure yet. I've just put a bit of this, so also got Rock Sound drop zones on it, so it plays a lot better. You can just use Rock Sound 66s on it, but I've got drop zones. This is just probably got the standard strings on it. I've not changed the strings on this. Setup's reasonably alright. The problem I had with the one why I got rid of it is when you're down here you seem to roll off the fretboard because it's quite narrow. Still have the same sort of problem with this. With the Bronco you don't have that problem because the fretboard's not as much of a radius. Because it's got quite a deep radius, you seem to fall off the end of the fretboard. So I just need to be aware of that. It's got a proper bone nut, which is, I think the one I had a proper bone nut as well. Standard Fender bridge. Pickups are really punchy in these. I was considering taking the pickups out of this and putting it into the Duff McKagan bass, but they don't fit. For some reason, the jazz bass pickup in this is longer and wider than what it would. Strange, you'd think that would be the biggest, the jazz bass would be bigger than that, but it's not, it's bigger than this. And the P bass pickup is a different size as well, so I'll not be doing that. The machine heads are really nice. They're just basically your standard elephant ears, but they've got a shorter shaft. You notice on a P bass or the shaft of the elephant ears longer. This is a 2018, made in Indonesia, skunk stripe. As I was saying in a video recently, we were talking about the Squiers. You'll find Chinese ones don't have the skunk stripe. I don't know why they don't do it. But every Chinese one that I've came across hasn't got the skunk stripe. Every Indonesian one that I've came across has got the skunk stripe. Rosewood fretboard. That looks pretty nice. It's like a more kind of offset body. I kind of like the Jaguar. I fancied maybe trying to get a full scale one. This is a short scale. Yeah, so it's pretty much standard. So tone all the way off, jazz bass pick up on. Jazz bass all the way up. bass pickup, tone all the way off. Tone all the way on. These pickups are really punchy. That's why I was considering taking them out of this and putting it into I maybe could. I could probably take the covers off and they would probably fit the covers, but I wanted the kind of shiny plastic covers on that to kind of match that together. But it's just going to give me an excuse to buy some more Duncans now. Together. So yeah, it's a really nice bass. I think I just didn't give it a good chance the last time. The last one I got in a trade. I swapped it for another guitar, a P bass. I had a P bass, and I swapped it for a P bass. Just a standard Squier P bass. Because I've obviously always got a few P basses kicking about because it's my main go-to bass. I don't think I just gave that a chance the last time. Same with the Bronco. I had the Bronco, I got it for a good price. The red one, got it for a good price. Swapped it for another bass that I don't even play. It sits in a bag back there. My daughter actually uses it because it's purple. I did change the neck on that as well, which I've got a video of. I don't think I gave that a chance, but I'm glad I got rid of the red one because the black one's a much better guitar. It's just better made, so I'm going to be keeping a hold of that for a while. This, I'll probably just do my usual, change the screws to black and kind of make it match the Duff McKagan kind of style bass that I've got. It's a nice bass. It's got a really nice tone off it. It's very different than other basses. It's a dead, deep, punchy sound off it. So yeah, it's just a really nice bass. There's a little Squier that I've not got, or style of Squier that I've not got. It's probably a Squier Jazz. I don't have a Squier Jazz bass. I don't see the point in it because I've got the jazz bass, the 70s jazz bass that I've got is that one I got when I was in Sheffield, and I've basically done it the way I like it. It's the 70s. It's always the colour that I've liked, so it's the maple neck, maple fretboard, black inlays. I've put double stack jazz bass pickups in it. Done the same thing with the control panel. I've blackened the control panel out with a black jazz, so it looks really nice. The other jazz bass that I've got is the vintage fretless, which, to be fair, I've had a shot of now that I've had a shot of the Squier version of it, the Jaco Pastorius bass. Squier's version of that, the vintage is a better guitar, believe it or not. Better made, better fretboard. So I don't think I'm going to get another few weeks, and if I don't play it as often, I think I might put it up for sale. Especially, I'll obviously make a profit on it because of how much I paid for it. But apart from that, I've got pretty much all the Squiers now. I've got two short scales. I've got a P bass, a PJ bass, a mini PG, a mini P-base, and I've even got the weird Japanese 80s Squier. That's a short scale as well, and the fretboard's very similar to this. The neck and fretboard and the feel of it is very similar to that. That's got a wee bit more of a finish to it. This is finished, but this is like I think they call a satin finish. That's a gloss finish, that one. But it's still quite smooth. Yeah, it's a nice base. Definitely if you're definitely a nice wee collection I've got now of the Squiers. I did have a few before that I ended up selling them, but I'm going to start. I don't know what I'm going to do now. So what my thinking is, I'm still aiming to get that white P-base with the maple fretboard. So my thinking is obviously Squiers are a name, so I'm more likely to sell these than more in the other ones that I've got, even though they're really good guitars. Strange how it works. So I'm not going at the weekend because I'm going camping with my son. So this is basically the weekends one. I've got a few things I'm going to be doing to some guitars, and then obviously I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do. The Katana's up for sale. Not actively put it up for sale yet, but it is up for sale, so if you know anybody that's looking to buy it, then yeah, tell them to hit me up and I'll tell them the price. But for sale or swap for a made in Mexico P-base, and that's it. So hope you have a nice week. I'll see you not this weekend, but the following weekend once I'm back for camping. If I do a video when I'm away, I'll maybe post it. But so there you go. That's a Squier Jaguar. My next one I think we'll maybe try and get is a full scale one of these to see the difference. I might try and source one of them out, but it's always see what comes up. But you can get these for a really good price. They go brand new, they're about 350 quid I think brand new, maybe even 275 maybe. Second hand they go for anything from 100 quid to 150. This one's in mint condition. The guy basically bought it just to do some studio work, and he just didn't use it anymore. Done what he had to do with it and sold it to me. So it's in mint condition. I mean, there's not a blemish on it, there's not a mark on it. He's not really done just a dead sort of thing. No, it's not. I thought maybe that fretboard was left in there. No, it's not. It's just a bit of grain in the wood. Yeah, mint condition. Normally I say it's mint condition if I find something wrong with it. No, it's all mint condition. Basically, it came with a Fender gig bag as well, which I ended up putting a guitar in. So yeah, really nice guitar. If you're looking for a short scale, but with the same sort of punchiness of a PJ bass, definitely pick one of these up. Definitely a lot. I don't know if that's maybe because of the scale it's more punchier, obviously because the pickups are the same, so it's just because of the scale it's picking up more vibration when you're hitting the string, but it just seems a lot more punchier, especially between the Squier PJ. So hope you have a nice week, and I'll see you next time I do a video. I'll tell you how the camping went. It was a year ago yesterday I broke my leg, so I'm glad I'm not going camping. I was meant to go camping yesterday, but obviously the family do, I never went, so I'm glad because I probably would have broke my leg again. So there you go, I'll catch you soon and carry on.